our first question is from a listener named Sophia, and she asks, is cozy cardio more effective than going to the gym or exercising outside?
Ooh, spicy question with
Hmm.
cozy cardio.
Very trendy, cozy cardio
Very
is.
trendy. So let's see if we can kind of quickly describe what cozy cardio is. It's a trend that started on TikTok that basically was trying to decrease the thought or the intimidation that you have to go to a gym and sweat and work really hard and that it has to be this big thing to do. What cozy cardio presents is that you can light some candles, you can turn on a movie, you can use mood lighting, and then do zone two cardio. Zone two cardio is very non intense exercise. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the opposite of high intensity interval training, but zone two is basically you could walk, you could bike, you could run, but it's to a intensity that you can continue to talk. Like you can carry on a conversation. Zone two cardio is great for recovery. Is it great for a training stimulus? It absolutely depends on the level that that person is coming into it with. So, what do I love about cozy cardio? It's getting people up, it's getting people active. It's not what we do in the sense of like our performance goals of high intensity interval trainings, but we do have clients that would benefit greatly from something like cozy cardio. So, to the extent, is it better or more effective than going to the gym or exercising outside? It completely depends because cozy cardio can take place outside. I joke around that Brandy and I do cozy CrossFit, not in the sense of it's cozy when we're doing it, but it's cozy to us
Mhm.
because we like that level of intensity. We like that level of push. And for other people that they may not consider that cozy. Is it more effective than other forms of exercise? It completely depends on if you weren't doing anything, if you were sedentary, cozy cardio is going to be extremely effective to make a difference for you. Other than that, it then becomes like, what's the goal? Because we tend to get in this idea of like cozy cardio is it's stupid. Throw it over to the side. Like there's not a time and place for a high intensity interval training all the time. But I would almost take the side or make the debate that athletes that are doing high intensity interval training would benefit from using cozy cardio as part of their recovery
Mhm.
instead of always relying on ice baths or saunas. Not that they don't have a time or a place, but the intentionality of treating yourself, but doing it with active recovery could be a really great thing
Mhm.
for people. So, um, a spicy question that will get different responses, but I think we're fans of anything that gets people up and moving foremost, and then after that, it becomes where are we using it in a performance program? Why are we using it in the performance program? And what are the goals that that person has?
Mhm. I love that. I also think, I mean, I support everything you just said, just a different take, I guess, on how I'm gonna say it. But I think of someone who needs a first step.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like cozy cardio is a great first step for some people. And then I kind of want to shout out our friends, Jason and Lauren Pack, with
Yeah,
like what they're doing. If you've never heard of them, 1010 recommend looking them up on Instagram, on their website, on YouTube, because they give exercises and programs and things like that for people who are intimidated to go to the gym. They want to make it less intimidating for people. And so I think cozy cardio is a great step. I also think that they are a good step, great first step, or even a second step after cozy cardio if your end goal is to continue to grow and move in
yeah,
that way. So I do kind of want to give them a shout out, but then I also look at the other end of things when you mentioned like what if more people used cozy cardio to recover. I'm not necessarily like a let's turn on the candles and do a yoga session. But you mentioned candles and you mentioned like watching a movie, and now I have this desire of like, gosh, if we had a treadmill in our room, I would so watch a movie and just like walk on a treadmill, or I
Yeah.
would like use the bike and just like, because you can kind of, it's, you don't have to think if you're watching like a movie or whatever. And I know
Right.
we do like we'll bike and we'll work, but although we love our work so much, it's not cozy.
Hmm.
Like it can be at times when we're in our beanbag chairs, but in
Yeah.
reality, like our work isn't cozy. But if we could put on a movie and be on the bike, that would that I wouldn't complain about that because I don't get a lot of movie time, so that would be nice as a nice little recovery. But that's just a side tangent, but
Yeah.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Let me throw another wrinkle into the conversation. Hopefully, not to confuse it, but just to demonstrate that it does have a time and a place, but it's dependent on, well, what is that time and place for it? Because I think we've touched on it, but let's give a concrete example of it. Cozy cardio gets you into moving, gets you up, gets you on the treadmill, taking care of yourself. Great starting point. If your goal is longevity, we know that for longevity, you need strength and you need power. And cozy cardio, not going to get you there. At the same time, in order to have strength and power and be able to adapt to those stressors, you do need recovery. You need to bring down your internal load. And if you're this stress ball that's just ready to explode, you're not going to get the gains that you would if your body was adapting to those stressors. So, cozy cardio, it doesn't mean that we start with cozy cardio and then we stop it because we're going on to strength and power training. But now we do the strength and power training, but then for your recovery, let's use cozy cardio. So now it becomes a next step, the next evolution in the journey
Mm.
for it. We can't reach longevity without recovery. We don't need recovery if we don't face stressors. So the full picture of that is that's what we're going to work towards. But we all need to start somewhere, and making it more approachable, making it less intense, bringing down the financial cost of gym memberships, the friction of needing to get to the gym and find parking and the locker room and the judgments and all the things that go in that prevent a person from starting a fitness routine
Mm.
or a health routine. Like, this is a great way to break those barriers down.
Mm.
But eventually, like with anything, if you don't add in the next stressor, you're just going to maintain. You're not going to grow any further. So zone 2 cardio is great for recovery. But hey, at some point we might want zone 3, 4, or 5
Mm-hmm.
training, and then you use that back as a recovery. So hopefully that kind of gives an example as to how we don't just say, this is worthless, stop doing this,
Mm-hmm.
but how we can use it and implement it. And if a person's like, I really love cozy cardio and I don't want to give it up, we need to respect that.
Yeah.
And we need to go, cool, let's make that part of your program, because guess what? We're on a team.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I love it. Great job. I love that. And have fun doing cozy cardio if that's you.
Yeah, I've honestly thought of like, hey, let's do like Fran 21-15-9 thrusters and pulls, but light candles around it, and see if that like helps us to not feel as bad after you do that. And I don't think that would happen, but I'm like, let's start the trend of cozy CrossFit.
Yeah.
But cozy and CrossFit do not go together
No.
unless you find peace in that type of stimulus.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that is not having a candle around you during it,
Yeah, I'd
I
be
think.
really fascinated if people say Fran gives me peace. But I'm sure there's people out there, and if that is you and you are the one that says Fran is the most peaceful workout that I can do, please DM us because I want to meet you because that just sounds awesome.
Right.
Because it's not us.
Yeah.
We do love it, but I wouldn't say it's calming.
No, no, during it, it's not calming, but we're doing it as a sense of, I'm doing it now for the performance benefit that I'm going to get later
Which could be
from this,
peaceful and
which is then
calming. Yeah.
peaceful.